now we're just going to go into another one-sided game. Don't want to harp on this one. Give me the 5-minute warning. All
5 minutes starts now.
Okay, 6'8", 44, plays 23-14, 152. One of the biggest all-round performances we've had in 10 years. Charles Curnow, the king, especially the king out west, because he just keeps kicking bags out there. 9 goals, 9 beautiful goals. Unfortunately, not 10. I like that people. I love that the criticism from this game was, Carlton could have got Charlie to 10. I was like, yeah, that's a fair criticism. If you're playing that well, that you're criticizing a team for not getting him to 10. But he did the team thing. He was happy. He just got the boy. He was just happy to see players get to, especially seeing someone like Dirds, who I don't know if anybody saw. He was very emotional after he kicked his goal. The player who lost his life a few weeks ago from a collision on field was actually one of his best mates. So that's why he was very emotional. So yeah, it was good to see him kick a late goal, and it was just good to see the boys play a really solid performance. Especially after like the rant I had last week, where Eddie Carlton fan I spoke to was very fearful of this game. We had a feeling that, we're definitely going to drop this somehow, but we got ourselves through it and absolutely thumped the Eagles. Now, I'm not going to go too far into Carlton because I wanted to talk to you more about the Eagles, but it's Carlton's 13th best win in their overall history, and it's the first 100-point win in 10 years. So, we definitely deserve our chocolates this weekend. We definitely deserve a bit of love because after the few weeks we've had where we've just been torn to shreds, for us to finally come out and just put a team away like that, it's nice to see. And you mentioned it to me weeks ago where you said we are going to see Carlton starting to do this to teams more and more because we were giving up leads and whatnot. I do think you're right. I do think that is starting to show through, especially when you play these lower teams. You've got to be putting them away like this. So all-round good performance. But let's get into the Eagles. Do they have standards? But do they have standards down at that football club at the moment? Because, like I sort of was saying before, pressure and intensity and hard work and things like that, that's just something you can bring to the football field every week. You don't need to teach someone how to put pressure on. Like, you just do it and stuff and things like that. The Eagles just let Carlton run amok on them. And the Eagles just don't look like they have any sort of pressure in their we went through North. We've basically gone through 3 teams in a row that we're sort of dissecting, like 3 of the rebuilding teams and dissecting their rebuild, like realistically their rebuilds. And you look at it, like I said, Hawthorn are doing it very well where they're putting on a lot of pressure. North, they can turn it around. They've shown what they can do when they put on pressure. They can take it up to teams, but they've dropped off. So let's see if they can get it back. Eagles this year, though, I would argue have barely had any pressure from the start of this year. Before the injuries took place, before anything else like that, they've just had very low standards this whole year. They've been witches' hats for a lot of clubs. And Saturday night was the worst it's been for them for a very long time. Going down against Carlton like that, we don't, like I said to you, we don't do that to teams. So to finally be able to kick my feet up after 10 years and just relax a little bit, I saw so many comments where it was like, I have not been that relaxed watching a game of football in 10, 15 years. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Speaking of relaxing, fuck me.
Oh.
It's funny. You're speaking about it. You should have seen my reaction. I'm just going.
Okay. For anybody who, let's we can edit this into the podcast for a little bit later. So anybody who's listening, we currently have the 4th quarter of Adelaide Collingwood going on. We are on draw watch at the moment, 58 apiece.
I just saw it. I think it was Ash Johnson punched through a point, and I knew what he was doing with that one. So, yeah, my ticker's going off. I've got the Fitbit on, 112 beats per minute.
Hey, at least you don't average what I average. I average 120 to 130 in Carlton games.
I've seen yours go up to 150.
I know. I've shown you my 150 BPM.
Yeah, that was like, okay, you need it for a home and away game too.
I mean, that's just, imagine me in a final.
All right.
I'm going to have a heart attack.
The Blues won every stat possible. When you're winning the disposals by over 150, I think it was plus 167. Plus 167, and you won the tackles by plus 19. This is what you call a demolition job. The only positive for West...
How do you win the tackle count when you don't have the ball?
You mentioned it. There's just no standards at West Coast right now.
Like, okay.
Oh, fucking hell. Oh, for fuck's sake. All right. 65 seconds.
Oh, God.
Steele. Mark it.
Oh, you didn't see.
Still
I'm ahead of you.
Oh, don't. Josh Dacos kicked out on the full a couple of minutes ago, and so... All right. Why does this happen to this podcast? This happened with the St Kilda game. Oh, take your 30. Set everyone up, please. If he kicks this goal... this goal, we're on top. It doesn't matter what happens. There's no 7-point play in 30 seconds. All right, Steele.
Okay.
Shep boy. All right, touched. All right, 22 seconds, 21 seconds. Do you reckon we just edit this in from... All right, mark it. Oh, Rochelle, handball to whoever. Along the wing, handball to Rochelle, 15 seconds, 10 seconds. Kicks it to Darcy Moore, which means Collingwood will hold on for a 1-point win. And at the conclusion of round 7, Collingwood is on top of the ladder for the first time since round 14, 2012. Death, taxes, and a Collingwood close win.